The reason I set up the brand was I was going through a lifestyle change, burning the candle at both ends, a student union president, fucking drinking around the clock, working like a lunatic, all this policy stuff, and put on a load of weight. Then that all finished, this crazy hectic lifestyle finished, and then I got into eating natural foods, got into training MMA and jiu-jitsu, and weight flew off me. And then I was like, I wanted to get into business again, and I started getting into natural products. And then, because I was like, I can't believe how good I feel.
Yeah.
People need to know this.
Yeah.
So it had a massive change over the last probably nearly a year or so. So I was like nearly 135 kilos this time last year, like 109 now. So
Do you feel like you're out of the trenches with the really mentally tough part of the business?
no,
No?
but
Think you ever will be?
No.
No? Always?
Yeah, no. We've built it up. We're competing against very synthetic, multi-billion euro players. So.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to ask you about that, like, because I'm just I've known All Real for a while, but I'm just starting to see it in more and more places now. It seems like, it seems to be everywhere where like Fulfill and stuff are at the moment. Like, you must be close to like coverage.
No, I actually think we're only about 50%, 60% of what we can do. Like, this is kind of what they call the heart and the veins strategy. You have to go for where all the people are and work your way out. So obviously half the population in Ireland is in around this radius, so we have to get this done really right. But like, there's so many different channels here, because you've got your typical grocery, Tesco, Dunn's, Super Value, but there's so much more. We're stocked with Google, TikTok, and a bunch of the other social media apps, and they're really good for business because
they're free.
They're free sites, exactly.
Yeah. But free for the person picking it up in Google. Like, they don't have to pay for it. So
no, they don't.
They're gone in 10 minutes. Like.
No, they don't, exactly. Yeah. And funny enough, like, Google is nearly as big as Tesco Ireland for us.
Jesus.
In terms of the volume that we do.
That's crazy. Yeah. 100% conversion rate. Like.
Yeah, it's brilliant. But what they love is it's Irish premium ingredients, but also the fact that we've got compostable packaging and it's sustainable, really fits their CSR goals, and they're trying to have compostable products on site. So it's a win-win. We actually developed new products for them. We have 2 new products developed just for Google coming soon because of the volume they demand.
Really? And what would that be? What would they be specifically asking for?
They were the big driver for us to do a mini bar. We always wanted to do it, but we wanted to have a customer to drive it to make sure we weren't wasting our time. But yeah, so we made our minis, our peanut choc chip mini and our choc sea salt mini. They're 2 best sellers, and they said, yeah, do you have any more mini flavours? And like, you know, if you want to stay in our snack rotation, we'd like some more new ones. And we're like, okay, let's get it done. So in terms of marketing spend over the years, we've done just about everything you think a brand should do. All these different things that people tell you probably should be doing and you feel like you should be doing, but doesn't always get a really good return. And I suppose we're in a stage of our growth journey now where we just want to focus.
You've got to zone in on what's working.
On what really works.
And what is that?
So 2 things. One is for retail or bricks and mortars, point of sale. So it goes back to the stuff you learn in college. Like price, place, promotion. Place is the most important thing. If you've got a product where people are passing high footfall, you likely sell that product. So point of sale advertising is really important to us. That's the big one for us, and we really over-invest in that now in stores, cafes, to a point where we might do deals with store owners, like we'll give you a free case if you fill this and all that kind of thing.
That's to get like the best shelf space, best point of sale.
Yeah. Then the second thing that we focus on doing now is online ads. So like last September, we just doubled down. Like, we needed to turn the business around fast for cash reasons, many different reasons. We just got a new machine in the factory. We needed to keep that running. So we just went full steam with ads, spent a month or 2 just like learning how to use Facebook ad account, and like didn't really know exactly what I was doing other than the fact that there was a ROAS number I wanted to hit.
Yeah.
And I just kept adding spend to scale it, and that seemingly worked. And as our online sales grew nearly tenfold over the course of 4 months, we're getting our sales reports in from Super Value, and our rate of sale has gone from like 22 bars per store per week across the country to like 45.
Jesus.
And you're going like, whoa, okay, that's the only thing that we've done different. Like, there's no way of actually measuring that, but it's the only activity that we've done.
Yeah. With that really fast scale up since you started advertising both online and in retail, how's that been from a production point of view to manage? Has it been really tough, or like even cash flow perspective and just all these like usual growing pains?
Yeah. Yes and no. So what was the hardest part was we were making the bars by hand for the first 3 or 4 years. Our gross margin wasn't where you'd expect it to be. And through getting some proper finance people in to really help us map all that stuff out, we realised, okay, we do need to automate this process or outsource it. So we got some funding through what's called leader funding. So it's like rural development funding, because we're in a rural part of Kerry where our business is based. So we got a grant aid towards some fund for some equipment. I got that when I first started and didn't do anything with it, actually. It was sitting there for about 4 years. And I rang back and said, actually, I know the line we need to change it up. So we reapplied, got approved, flew over to Turkey, did all our testings on equipment, went over to Spain, did testing on more equipment, and then built an automated line into the factory. So we were running about 6,000-7,000 bars a day with 12 full-time staff, which is madness.
6,000-7,000?
Yeah. Oof. But now we've probably got 3 full-time staff, 3 part-time staff, and we're running about 15,000 to 20,000 bars a day. So we've like tripled the amount of bars we can make. And when they're not made by hand, they're made by machines, just have a little bit more consistency in weights and product quality. And it's hard work, like with a rolling pin, rolling and cutting bars. Like, I did it for a long time. I've welts on my hands from doing it. Like, it's really hard work. But now we've got that machine. We're running 78 bars a minute. That's what I was running at today. And we kind of needed to keep that running to pay for itself. But yeah, the scale up in terms of cash, that is challenging. So like, we did get some more help with Wayflyer this year to help with stock, which was really, really helpful for us to help manage some of the growth we've had. But yeah, I suppose you kind of hope that you get the gross margin and contribution into a point that you can start generating enough cash flow for the day-to-day business.
Yeah.
So you can stay on top of suppliers and so on. But every so often, like with our packaging, we might need to get 1 million or 2 million units done. Like, that's a big chunky bill. That's hard to pay for.
That's the paper wrappers.
Yeah.
What's the lead time on that?
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
8 to 12 weeks.
So that probably causes a few headaches sometimes, is it?
Yeah. So we hired like kind of an experienced factory manager who's had run big factories in the past, and that's just taken off my plate completely. And I suppose myself and my co-founder Ross, we've had a really tight and good working relationship, but you know, we're both looking after different elements of the business and no one is looking after the business completely. So we just reformed things. Ross is now focusing on all our retail sales, and I've taken up the CEO position. That freed me up to go double down on our online sales and our direct to consumer.
Yeah.
And then that freed up Ross from doing other tasks so he can focus on retail. And we've doubled our business over the last 12 months. And we got to a place now where we're profitable, basically. We did too much. We did too much of everything. What's that saying? Opportunity is often masqueraded as distraction, or distraction is masqueraded as opportunity. We went into retail in America, into 700 stores.
I was going to ask how that was going, yeah.
Yeah, we went here, we went there, and we are doing this event. Basically, anyone who reached out and said, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? We were just saying yes to everything. What did that lead us to actually, we were doing absolutely nothing. Well, and nothing really focused.
Like mile wide, inch deep on everything.
Yeah, basically, shotgun approach.
With America, how did that go? I was reading an article.
Sales were doing really well, actually. But the back end of things.
Getting wrecked?
No, because we're a manufacturer, we can put a tariff on our cost price, our cost of goods price. So it was actually the operational side of things which hurt us a lot. The distribution in America is really hard because...
Dominated by a few specific people.
It's actually the supply chain side was hard because let's say with one of our retailers, they have 400 stores, and we had to be fully stocked in 50 distribution centres. And if you're overstocked in those distribution centres and you fall under 75% of your shelf life, they bill you back at not the price they buy it for, the price they sell it at. Yeah. So that's called a deduction.
It's a gamble.
So they deduct it off your bill. So you have to be. They just aim to fill up the distribution centres. They're targeted on doing this. So we have a 12-month shelf life on our product. Actually, for the US, it was 10 months because the temperatures are so different. So once it dropped under 7 months on shelf life, they'd bill us back. It could take 8 weeks for us to get our shipment over if it gets caught in customs. So basically, you have like 3 or 4 weeks to get a truckload of products into distribution centres and out again. So we needed a full-time person managing that, and like that, it was a dangle of a big cherry to be like, yeah, the sales were doing well, or repeat purchase was doing well, but it's just too hard to manage. So I started making them with ingredients I could get in my local health food shops, stuff I could get online. I did a load of benchmarking and seeing, like, quite a lot of the US companies, they seem to be really hard on natural ingredients and simple ingredients. And over here, we were really hot on the high protein and not so much on the naturalness. So I tried to create a bar that had the best of both.
Yeah.
And try to create a natural bar that had that high protein and good calorie ratio. I suppose because I wasn't going to a large manufacturer with a preset recipe and tweaking here and there, I made the whole thing from scratch. It's probably why our product is just different. Like most protein bars have hydrolyzed collagen protein or collagen hydrolysate. And
what's the impact of that?
Well,
like why shouldn't you be consuming that?
Well, it basically doesn't have all the amino acids you need to repair muscle and so on. It bumps up the protein number, but in terms of like quality source of protein, it's not quality because it doesn't have like the main amino acid like you'd find in milk protein or in meat, like leucine and a couple of the others.
Then it's not as effective protein for what people think.
Yeah.
Is in
the
muscle
US,
growth and repair.
Yeah. So, for example, in the US, the FDA are starting to discount that because the protein's not bioavailable. So it doesn't really give you any protein.
Really?
The body doesn't really break it down the same way.
What's the ratio now between the D2C and the wholesale?
About 45 D2C, 55 wholesale.
Wow.
Or retail, about that.
That's pretty high ratio of D2C for a protein bar brand, I'd imagine, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is. I actually think we're going to have a much higher split over the next 12, 24 months. Probably around 70 or 80% direct to consumer.
Is have you got a big subscription business in there?
Yeah, I'd say like about 30% of people would subscribe to bars. Like our LTV is really solid. Like any time when we work with a new digital agency or someone who's not familiar with the brand, they will look at our LTV and our cost per acquisition and they're like, that ratio is gold, you got to keep pushing that. But like I said, 2 or 3 years ago, I didn't really understand what LTV, CAC and all that stuff was. We were just pure rate of sale, point position, retail.
Yeah.
And it was just that kind of awakening over the last year. And so I've just gone as deep as I can to understand.
Fashionable now.
Yeah.
Like finance is fashionable again.
Yeah.
with brands, for sure.
Retail for us is impulse. It's just grabbing people. It's not a planned purchase. Online is a more planned purchase. That's more the person who's, got a busy life. They like eating the same food all the time. They have one all real bar every single day. They don't like changing. Or they just see a deal on and they buy us now and they buy some other thing. But online is definitely more planned versus retail is just getting your product in the right top place, the right time, and hopefully the right person sees it.
Do you guys do much stuff with influencers or plan on it?
Micro-influencers.
Micro-influencers are better, yeah.
Because we don't have a budget like to spend on, I'll give you €900 for this post, we'll do a €5,000 deal here and there. We don't have those kind of funds, so I have to kind of like box clever in a sense and say like what we do have is we have product, we have a method of shipping. Like we look at people that resonate with the brand and we say like we think you're a really good fit. We really like working. We'd like to work with you. Do you like our product? If you do and you'd like to review it, we'll send you some. And if you'll be really kind, could you post some content for us, either a story, or even if you want to do some UGC stuff, maybe we'll look at setting you up an affiliate or paying you for some of those videos. But we try to build a relationship that way.
I think that's the best approach. I think like brand ambassadors rather than once-off influencer posts. I actually rarely see once-off influencer posts now. Because people, it's too transparent, too transactional. If people want to see like, you know, this person consistently believes in this product and that makes me want to buy it.
But like if we're sending out, I don't know, 20 taster packs a week, and let's say if even only half of those people do as content, like that's 10 videos and 10 different bits of content that we can mash up into our ads and into other stuff.
For not that much money on your end, like, yeah.
And also then they just become a loyal advocate of the brand and they talk about it.
What's the end goal?
Well, I really believe All Real can be like 100 million in enterprise value. Like there's nothing stopping us from doing that. Like I want to build out our products from not just being a bar brand, and we keep getting pigeonholed into that, and I actually think our reach is far beyond that. So we are looking at delivering protein powders and a whole sports nutrition line of all sports nutrition products that are either proper efficacious doses, like protein powders that don't have all the crap in them, that have real food and just embody all those values all the way through. So
wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, well, that's it. We'll see how things go. We've been building it fairly organically now for the last year or two, so we want to see if we can continue going that way.